Kroc Nation, how y'all doing? My name is Daryl Wren. Welcome to another edition of Kroc Sports Talk. We want to wish all the fathers out there a little belated Happy Father's Day. I hope all y'all days was well. We got a lot to talk about in today's show, so kick back and relax. We're going to have a lot of fun. As usual, I'm here with my host, Jackie Foster. I'm also here with my man, Darius Jackson. And a little later, we're going to have Brother Jason Dawson on. So let's get started, y'all. We got a lot to discuss. COVID-19. For those of you who may not know, it's still around. It's not going anywhere. If anything, it's starting to get worse because people starting to get lax and lazy. How does that relate to sports? Very easy, because you got Major League Baseball, who you got now, it's been reported, at least 40 players have tested positive, 6 on the Phillies alone. National Football League, Ezekiel Elliott tested positive, along with several other players. NHL, 11 players have tested positive. NBA, there's so much concern about possibly testing positive, what's going on. Look here, we're going to kick it off. Jackie, I'm going to start out with you, but I'm just going to say it for the record and we'll talk about it more. My opinion, and you heard it here first, if it don't happen, it ain't going to be no sports this year. 2020 is a wrap. Major League Baseball and National Football League, NBA, National Hockey League is over. Jackie, talk to me. What's up?
I hear you. With the MLB, it was already so much confusion surrounding their season. They didn't know whether the players were going to come back because of the guaranteed salaries.
Right.
So it's over.
They burn up just on money.
just prepare for next year. That's all.
Right. Major League Baseball is the worst. They might as well just get ready for 2021. Ain't nothing happening now.
Ain't nothing happening in 2020 for them.
What you think about the NBA, the NFL, and all them? Hockey's hockey.
NBA, I know we had talked about NBA previously, but I'm kind of leaning towards canceling the rest of the season for NBA as well. You got so many players that aren't even sure if they want to come back with all that's going on with the protesting and then the coronavirus, and you don't even know if some of the coaches, because of their ages, are going to be able to fully participate. So what the world is going through right now, you got people just so much uncertainty, and I'm thinking that the NBA season needs to end as well. Yeah,
it's just not looking good. Darius, talk to me, man. What's going on particularly with the NBA? Because Orlando, Florida, this is where the bubble's supposed to be, right? Florida's like one of the hotbeds now. That's like the place you don't want to be. So how is you gonna start the NBA back up in, of all places, Florida? Darius, help a brother out. I don't get it.
We starting to see all these states that open up a little bit early starting to become hotbeds. Texas as well, Florida, like you said, and for any league to try to come back right now, it don't sound like it should.
No.
I believe with the racial climate, as far as like the nation right now, they just took everything off of COVID, and people forgot that COVID was still out there. As you see, the cases are still rising. MLB, you could just put them to the side as far as even trying to figure out a season with them.
Right.
They got more than worry about than just COVID within them. And then as far as basketball, it seemed like they had a plan going, but I agree with Jackie, shutting it down, I don't think people would disagree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems at this point, and all jokes aside, Karl Anthony Towns lost his mother to this virus. All right, so this thing is serious. So for those of you out there that think now that it got warm outside and everybody out there ready to do what they do and whatnot, look here. We still in phase 1. This ain't, people talking about, well, this is the second phase. No, this is still the first phase. All right? This thing ain't gone nowhere. So be careful before you listen to your politicians and all whatnot and so forth. This thing is here, and it's going to be here for a while. So I say all that to say, the NBA started out, it sounds like they had a sound plan initially. But when you think about it, there's a lot of player ambivalence. Now you're talking about coaches like Pop or Alvin Gentry. These guys might not be able to coach Mike D'Antoni because of their age. They fall into that, which I'm close to that point too. They fall into that area where, you know, you're more susceptible or whatnot. So it just seems, the plan sounded good in theory, but in practicality, it just doesn't seem like it's going to work. Jackie, one more thought on this.
And then I heard the other day also that there were concerns about the Disney employees, because they're not just going to be around the NBA players. They got to go back to their families as well. So just shut it down. Just shut it down. Darius, what about you?
I agree, man. Everything doesn't even sound. We don't even know as far as COVID and how he's handling everything. I mean, COVID cases are still rising today. Why put everybody at risk? And we're not even for sure how we're handling this disease as a whole.
Right.
We know everything had to start opening back up because of the economy, and we understand that. But as far as like having major events, looking at start leagues, I just think we're just pushing the bar a little bit too far.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. Outside of, you know, a couple of UCFS, UFC bouts or some golf here or there, we really haven't had major sports now for going on 4 months. And the way it looks right now, y'all, like I said earlier to start out the show, I think you should just put a ribbon and a bow around the 2020 season for all the major sports. Hockey, ain't nobody gonna miss, even if you did play. You know, Major League Baseball, they so greedy, don't nobody care. The NBA is trying, but it just doesn't seem practical. And the NFL, what happens when you start up any of these sports? It only takes one person to test positive. What happens then? What happened in March? Now you got to shut everything down again. Jackie talked about the Disney employees, we're talking about just in the NBA. You think you know how easy it would be for one of them to test positive? I mean, you know, whether it's them, whether it's one of the players, you know, to me, it's just not worth the risk. I think we should just shut it down and call it a day. We'll see what happens. We're gonna stay tuned to this, y'all, but this is going to be a running theme probably for a while, because trust me, and I'm nobody's doctor or scientist, but this COVID-19 virus ain't going nowhere no time soon, all right? Keep that in mind. Okay, we're going to switch topics. We want to talk about something that was vile, disgusting, despicable, stupid that happened over this weekend at Talladega, and that is, they were supposed to run the Talladega race this weekend, and apparently, and they wound up having to reschedule it. I believe it's set for today at 3 p.m. Due to rain. But in the process, some geniuses decided to hang a noose in Bubba Wallace's garage where he keeps his automobile at Talladega, I guess to send a message about the Confederate flag being removed from all NASCAR and whatnot. So the racists are waking up loud and clear, and if you saw Saturday, some nitwit, you know, got a pilot license and decided to drag the Confederate flag from his plane or whatnot. Darius, what's wrong with the people?
It definitely shows the climate of today, does it not? I mean, with that, and with Bubba already showing, you know, his appreciation towards the BLM movement, having that happen is just uncalled for. I don't know if NASCAR will be able to find out who did that or where that came from, because to be honest, for it to be inside of a garage, that pretty much sounds like somebody who has inside, or somebody who works for NASCAR.
Somebody had access, clearly.
Somebody works for a team or a different team, or somebody who has good access within NASCAR put that there.
Right.
I don't believe a fan would have even access to even get inside of there to be able to do that. And I may be wrong, but that's a problem. I believe NASCAR has something they really have to look deep within just finding the noose and reporting on it. I think it's something that they have to go investigate about and really find out who did it and where it came from. And that person should show their face eventually. If they do not, if they find out who it is, I hope that they get punished the right way.
Jackie, let me ask you this. And trust me, y'all, when it comes to NASCAR, I know nothing. All right? I know that the cars go around the track, and whoever get to the finish line, that's the winner.
Loud.
First. Yeah. How many times they go, I don't know. How fast do they go? Fast. That's all I know. But I do know this. I know stupid when I see it. I know hate. I know racism when I see it. And that's what this is. My question to you, Jackie, though, is this. I would think these cars that are kept in these garages are worth millions of dollars, I'm guessing. I don't know, or at least several $1,000s. It wasn't no camera in this garage. Talk to me, Jackie. Help, you know, when I'm the smartest kid in the class, y'all, the class is in trouble. Talk to me, Jackie.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy that how when something goes wrong, nobody knows anything.
Don't nobody know nothing.
It just don't make sense. And then with the pandemic and all the racial tension going on, it's just disgusting that somebody would do something like that. I know he's a black man in a predominantly white sport, but that's just pure ignorance.
Nothing but ignorance. Nothing but ignorance. They can't spell it, but they know how to display it. Look, it's very simple, all right? In my almost 60 years of living, stupid usually travels in packs. It ain't usually just one stupid person doing something, because usually one stupid person needs confirmation from another stupid person. So whatever happened, I got to figure it was 2 or more people involved in this nonsense, all right?
Agree.
I also got to think, I'm going to come back to you, Darius. Right on, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. Clap for a brother. Stupid is usually a team. It ain't a solo act, all right? You're not going to tell me they didn't have no kind of cameras or sensors or something in this garage. This ain't like my old garage where I used to live that was built by Danley or somebody. I mean, I got to figure this was a high-tech type garage where you keeping these very expensive automobiles. Darius, how can they not at this point have at least not seen who did this?
Dude, they probably got motion detectors in there, to be honest. Like,
yeah, this some Mission Impossible
it's all type
stuff.
of bells and whistles that probably go off when you go into the garage if it's not already open or you don't have access to it. So like I said earlier, I believe very much so it's an inside job or somebody within, it may be even somebody from his own team that Payev did it.
Never know.
Yeah.
I really hope NASCAR puts forth into finding out who did it. Like I said, whoever done it, that coward comes forward and find out, and whatever it tells losing his job or whatever it is that got him even access into that building, it won't be a part of it anymore. Yeah. Like you said, to not have cameras, or like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have motion detectors in there.
Yeah.
They know who did it.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to make him uncomfortable so that he won't be a part of it. But it's,
right. Brother already said I ain't scared. He already said it. So y'all had to find a better noose or a bigger garage or something, because it ain't gonna work. Look, the bottom line is this, all right? You have a black man in a sport that has been predominantly white for however long it's existed, okay? And the only thing that was asked was to remove a symbol, which is the Confederate flag, that glorifies racism, slavery, hatred, bigotry, ignorance. I mean, we could check off every bad box there is, all right? And I'll let those racists that are support this or probably was involved in some kind of way in on a little secret. The Confederate flag supports treason. You had a segment of the country who was against another segment of the country because they were mad because slavery was going to be taken away. All right? That's what it's all about. So nobody's taking away your rights. They're basically, all we're saying is we don't want to support a symbol like that anymore in any kind of way. Now, you can do what you want at your house or wherever else you want to be. You know, I mean, you want to be ignorant. I don't much care as long as it don't impede on me and mine. But all we saying is this. You can fly all the planes you want. You can hang all the nooses that you want. All you've done is embolden us as a people, because now you got black folks watching NASCAR, ain't never watched NASCAR before. Just like Tiger did with golf, now here we go with the same thing. So all we're going to say to y'all is this. You can try all you want. You haven't stopped us before, and you're not going to stop us now. So it's up. The rest is on you. All right. We're going to switch gears. We're going to keep it on the Black Lives Matter movement, though, because we have several leagues and teams that have gotten involved in what's going on with the culture that's currently happening in the country. The Lakers, Jeannie Buss, she is signed on. Darius, talk to me. Give me a little more detail on what the Lakers and the NBA, for that fact, is doing as far as I know Juneteenth was being celebrated and other things that have to do with Black Lives Matter. Fill me in a little bit on this.
I think Jeannie's Buss letter alone showed a lot as far as movement towards better. Her letter, I think, speaks volumes towards her peers. Maybe not somebody who she deals with on a day-to-day basis, but I believe her message, I believe a little part of it was that the fact that they need to recognize what's going on and they need to say something about it. They need to do something about it. They have the power to do something about it. Somebody like a Jeannie Buss is a very powerful woman in this nation. So with that being said, I believe her comments that she made, as well as everybody looking towards, I believe Juneteenth was probably the biggest it's been celebrated in a long time this year, which was amazing to see throughout all different leagues and all different platforms. So to see that and to hear from Jeannie Buss, like a person like Jeannie Buss to say that, is showing that a lot of people are waking up. And that's what we need.
That's what we need. Jackie, we have black players in Major League Soccer that have formed a coalition to combat the racism, the systemic racism that's going on in our country. What do you think about, what kind of impact do you think they might be able to have? I mean, soccer's not a sport that is, you wouldn't put it in the top four, baseball, football, basketball, hockey, but it's obviously a huge sport. What kind of impact do you think this coalition might have on the climate that's going on in our country right now?
I think it's going to have a great impact. I know it's not as popular here in the U.S., but internationally, soccer is a big deal.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there are so many minorities that play the sport and that love it. I think that this is going to have a great impact to show the world that they have a voice and that they care about what they're doing. And like the Black Lives Matter movement, people think that it's just for this time frame. And yes, the George Floyd scenario, it was kind of like the tipping point, but it's not just the moment that we're in, but it's a movement. So I'm glad that a lot more athletes are speaking up about what they're going through.
All right, all right. And speaking of Black Lives Matter, once more, the NFL, if and whenever it does start, I still think it's going to be next year. I got one more piece of bad news to rain on some of you racists that may be out there. If you got mad before with Colin Kaepernick and a few players around the league kneeling a few years ago, you really gonna be mad whenever the season starts back, because it sounds like almost everybody's gonna be kneeling. Darius.
I think you said it, hit it on the head, right on the head as far as that. It's gonna be a huge different following as far as people taking a knee more than you have coaches. You got everybody from white, black to Mexican, purple, pink, yellow, referees, sideline men, cameramen, everybody on the field. If you're not taking a knee, you're gonna be looked at different.
Yeah.
To be honest, at this point, it's gonna be a sight to see. Like you said, if we ever do get to NFL season, or if we do have an NFL season, or even if we'll have fans in the stands,
right?
It will be shown on TV, and how people be able to take that, being at home and seeing everybody that's literally on the field taking a knee. So it's going to be a different sight. I'm excited to see it because it's much needed. Colin Kaepernick lost his job for it, and now the whole league is going to be looking to do it.
Right.
So and you're not going to be able to get rid of the whole league, because if you get rid of the whole league, then you won't have a league.
No. Because if you got the Aaron Rodgers and the Drew Breeses and the Tom Brady's of the world kneeling, guess what's going to happen to them? Nothing.
I'm ready to see that.
You're going to see them kneeling. My man Jason Dawson then joined in on the fray. Jason, what you got to say about all this, man?
My thing is this: can we just pick another song? Why do we have to have the national anthem played before sports?
I heard that the other day.
I can answer that one real easy.
I mean,
that's definitely a conversation.
I would love to hear it, big bro. What's the answer?
Because the U.S. military is a big sponsor of the NFL now, and they weren't before.
They were not before.
Because when I was coming up as a kid, I can count the number of times I saw the national anthem before a game. None.
Yeah.
You just didn't see it.
Yep.
So this is all money now.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard through the grapevines the reason that the military started to do that, or America started to do that, was to get people more towards the military or liking the military.
Sure, yeah. It was a way of recruitment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It was a point of recruitment.
So what do y'all think, switching gears slightly but staying in the same frame, do you honestly think, I'm going to start back with you, Jason, do you think Colin Kaepernick will ever play in the NFL again?
I honestly do not. Well, we're about, year 4 that he's not been in the league?
I believe so.
I'm not sure of his age, but we all know the quarterback position. It's only a select few that play past 35, 36 years old. Would he be a starter if he does get another job? I think he's better than at least 55% of the starters in the league today.
Oh, without question. Now.
Right now. And for him not to have a backup role on someone's team is a travesty, and it's a black eye on the league. But yeah, just short answer, no. I don't think he'll ever play again.
Okay. Darius, what about you?
See, I'm back and forth. I don't believe anybody else that was probably put into that situation outside of just not being in football for 3 years would get another job, especially at the quarterback position. So I do agree with Jason on that behalf. But as far as Kaepernick, the climate of today, if I'm a struggling organization like the LA Chargers,
Yep.
if I want bigger fan, LA Chargers.
Correct.
If I'm moving into a new stadium like the LA Chargers.
What do you think about the LA Chargers? No.
If I want to be on the brighter side of the BLM movement, moving into my new building, I bring in Kaepernick for a workout. Kaepernick does good. Only thing I got right now is a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
So it may be a chance. And then what Kaepernick said was he's been working out every day at the same time for 3 years. So he may be rested. He may have some talent still there.
True.
But like I said, any other player, any other situation, quarterback sitting out for 3 years, you usually wouldn't see that person come back. It takes a lot for a quarterback, especially with the football. Football, the game involves so much. But if I'm the LA Chargers, then there may be a chance.
Great point.
My take on it is, I believe, don't quote me, I believe he's only 32 years old. You remember, he started in the league, he was very young.
Yeah.
All right. That being said, we all know that follow the NFL. They didn't pull bums from off the street who was selling insurance and teaching,
yeah.
Substitute teachers, and hadn't played in 3-4 years.
Garbage man last year.
Right. So bringing him back after 3-4 years by itself would not be unusual.
No, you're right.
Now, is he
Right.
going to be the same player that he was 4 or 5 years ago? I doubt it. Of course not. But I agree with Jason. He's still better right now, probably than 55% of the league.
Oh, yeah.
Then you got to look at it from this standpoint, and I'm nobody's marketing genius, but assuming there is no season, or even if it is a season this year in the NFL, people are so, I'm talking about true sports fans, are so starved for sports right now, particularly from the main 4, or I'd say 3. Hockey is hockey. But this would probably be the best time to bring
Yes.
Colin Kaepernick back into the NFL.
Yes.
Now, if it's going to happen, it's okay, some team has to do it. LA Chargers seems to be the pick of at least one of our hosts.
Somebody needs some
But I could think of several teams that I think he would be a good fit. You know, a team like a Tennessee, a team like the Raiders, who not only are moving to a new stadium, but moving to a whole new city. And plus, if you want to talk about the rebels of the NFL, that's still the Raiders. So if anybody was going to go,
Right. I believe he went to the University of Nevada as well. So
he went to the University of Nevada. So,
Yeah.
you know, so that's a selling point. You know,
Great point.
put it this way, I wouldn't be shocked if he never played again, but I would be happy if he does.
Correct.
I really would. I think it would be good for the league. Certainly it would be good for him. With everything that's going on right now, this man paid a heavy price
Yeah.
to finally bring awareness to everything that's going on, for people to finally wake up and be aware to everything that's been going on. And I would just like to see him get rewarded in some type of way. And that reward, I mean, is being allowed to play in the NFL again. And for those few out there who claim, oh, they'll boycott and they'll never watch the NFL again, NFL ratings before this pandemic were at an all-time high. So you're either lying or you ain't being missed. In either event, we don't care if you're going to boycott. Just stay. You know what? Don't just boycott sports. Why don't you boycott the country? Just, go somewhere where your type is wanted and needed, So, because you're not welcome here. So, do what you're going to do.
That's what kills me. That's what kills me, big bro. They think they're doing something to hurt the country. No, we want you guys to expose yourselves and get out of here. And get out of here so we can all live in a better utopia or something. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here.
Thank you. Before we switch topics, I just want to say this one other thing, Darius, and I'm gonna piggyback. I'm gonna flip it back to you on this. And hear me out when I say this. I think that noose being found in Bubba Wallace's garage is actually a great thing, and this is what I mean by that. Most racists expose themselves.
Yes.
They can't help it. That's who they are. That's what they do. And racism is like a cut or a wound that you get, let's say on your arm or whatever. And we all know in order for a wound to heal, it needs air. Mm-hmm. It has to breathe. And racism needs to be exposed for the vile thing that it is, and the more these racists that get exposed and lose their jobs or their scholarships or their social standing, the better. What do you think, Darius?
Yes. Like you said, I think it was a good idea, a good thing too, because it brings out the bigotry. It shows that the racists, whoever done that, they're gonna be outed. Because like you said, it's too many cameras or something, that person's gonna be found. If they don't already know who done it, they're gonna find out who did it.
They're gonna find out.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna expose that person and get that person out of here, out of where we don't want them.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the cameras weren't on,
right, or
working. I want to hear all that mess.
The body camera fell off.
The cameras happen to be off this.
Right,
the body camera turned off.
Mm-hmm. All right, switching gears. We got a local brother, a hometown fighter. He's a favorite in the UFC heavyweight main event by the name of Curtis Blades. Jason, talk to me about brother, homeboy, what's going on?
Hey man, to me, he's a very methodical fighter. He's not trying to lose one iota.
I like that.
He's not trying to lose at all. So what's my man that run UFC? He was like mad at Mr. Blades for not doing it.
That's not Dana White,
Dana White.
Yeah,
Dana White?
Dana White was mad at him. Dana White was like, you got to make the matches a little bit more exciting. He was like, look here, man. I win. I'm not worried about none of that excitement.
I win.
Yeah, I win, bro. I win. I'm not worried about this excitement and put on a show. No, man, I'm winning. I'm out here putting my life on the line, my limbs on the line. I'm winning. And that's a Chicago mentality right there. That's
that's us.
That's what I
that
love
Derrick
about
Rose still face.
What? Look, all of them was dancing during the All-Star game. What Derrick Rose do?
Hey.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm from Chicago, man.
That's
no
just the
clown.
Chicago way, man. Just
Chicago way.
come there, take care of your business, and go home.
Right.
That's it.
Right. The WNBA season is still slated to go once again in Florida. What is it about? I understand the weather, but what is it about Florida that it just has everything got to be in Florida, y'all?
No idea.
It ain't. Look, y'all. One more time. If it ain't no Major League Baseball or NBA or even hockey or NFL, I seriously doubt it's gonna be a WNBA.
Yeah.
So, Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm right along with you, Daryl. Like, I can't see the WNBA just totally annexing itself from every other sport. Like, you know what? We're gonna still go on. I don't see it. First of all, they was having I think it was the third year in a row they had like record low ratings.
Yeah.
And record low attendance at the games. You know, because
before the pandemic.
Yeah, before pandemic. So I can't see that happening in this little bubble in Florida. I just can't.
Darius, what about you?
Most of those women make more money overseas anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not bothered by it. I mean, if a season will be here, it'll be not for them. It'll be for anybody else but them. Like I said, most of those women make more money overseas. We know overseas handled the COVID crisis a little bit better than we did. So I know a lot of things are being opened up over there. A lot of games are being played over there. They're probably more worried about playing overseas and their teams overseas than they are over here.
Right. All right.
What you think, big bro?
Well, I agree with both of y'all. I don't think there's going to be, like I said at the beginning of the show, I don't think there's going to be any sports, let alone WNBA. And a lot of those women, they make more money and get more notoriety playing overseas. And from what I understand, you know, things over there are a lot better in terms of the way they've handled the pandemic than we have. So as long as they're able to play and earn a living and what have you, that's the main thing I'm concerned with. So I just don't see a WNBA.
Yes.
Another thing with that is what much do we say if we do allow them to play and nobody else did?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It says a lot about
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I just don't see it happening. One league did get it right though, even though they probably were going to be extinct anyway. The XFL not only canceled the rest of the year, they canceled the rest of their life. That's how you do it. We just ain't gonna play even when the pandemic is over.
They're gonna try back in 3 years.
Just like they've been doing. Come back every 3 years.
They're gonna try back in 3 years.
Right. They gonna another year or two, they're gonna try to come back with some other jive league that's supposed to be all this, that, and the third. And it's gonna die a quick death just like this did. The pandemic was the best thing that happened to the XFL.
I really think the pandemic happened because the XFL came back. God was like, look, man, I'm tired of this. XFL, another try, pandemic.
Right, right.
It's over with.
They didn't win this time. They didn't bring a team to Chicago.
I'm sorry for the.
They didn't have a
folks
team in
St. Louis,
Chicago.
man.
You know, that was one of the reasons right there.
All right, y'all. I guess we're close to that time where we're going to wrap up the show. I want to throw in just real quick. Kevin Durant that bought 5% of the stake in a Major League Soccer team. I don't even know the team. Does anybody know?
Philadelphia Union.
Philadelphia Union?
Yep.
All right. Hey, but see, we inching closer and closer.
He don't even know the name of the team.
If there's another black owner in Major League Soccer, I don't know who he or she might be. So right on Kevin Durant, you know.
He don't know either.
We're making strides.
Honestly, he's one of 3 prominent blacks that have staked a claim in the MLS team.
Oh, beautiful.
Russell Wilson is one of them, and James Harden actually has Houston's MLS team.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, I didn't know that. All right.
I know LeBron is part of a European team. I believe it's Liverpool.
He's got a Big Time team too. We'll say that for another show.
What don't LeBron own? Right.
Backs together.
All right, y'all. We're going to wrap it up like Mama used to say back in the day. It's thundering and lightning outside. We got to cut these lights off and stuff. So
Get in the basement.
we want to thank y'all for taking time out of your busy lives to watch another edition of Kroc Sports Talk. We about to get out of here. We're going to shut it down. But before we do, next week's poll question, and I kicked this off earlier, but we gonna ask y'all what y'all think. Should all sports be canceled for the rest of 2020? Mainly, obviously, due to the pandemic.
Right.
Y'all come back to us this time next week. Tell us what you think. I think so, me personally, but we want to hear what y'all think. Once again, want to thank our hosts, Jackie Foster, Darius Jackson, Jason Dawson, our production crew. We want to thank our majors, Major John and Johanna Pook, for allowing us this vehicle and this opportunity. We want to thank the Salvation Army, Rand Jones Kroc Center. Most of all, we want to thank those of you out there who take time to watch the show and have invested in it. We truly appreciate you, and we thank you, because without you, there would be no us. So we look forward to seeing you, same bat time, same bat channel next week. And remember, as always, all things can be done through Christ who loves us. Y'all have a great week. Take care of yourselves. Be cool, be easy, be safe. Peace.